Okay, in this segment we're going to cover inspecting the front brakes. Prior to disassembly, we want to inspect them for any other previous damage, and it can also give us some good indications that everything's working correctly. First thing I want to do is inspect the rubber brake hoses. It's a section, the brake lines are all run in steel, and they'll come down and they'll have a rubber section that connects it to the wheel, and this allows the suspension travel. The rubber being a flexible line allows the suspension to travel. And what we want to do is inspect them for cracks and look up near the fittings, because that's where they usually crack at. This one here does have a crack down at the bottom, and it's a crack in the outer shield. And generally what causes just age and deterioration, the rubber dry rots, and it'll crack. And that's going to create a weak point, and when you've got a braking pressure or extreme braking pressure from like a panic stop, there's a lot of hydraulic pressure force going down through, and that'll create a weak spot, could create a bulge or a split in the line. A split in the line is going to cause instant loss of brake pressure and braking, and that can be real bad. So this brake line is going to need to be replaced. We'll cover brake line replacement in another training video because that requires opening the system and bleeding the system, and there's a lot involved in that. The next phase is, what I'm going to do is release the lock on the steering column and turn the wheel all the way to my left, and that'll tilt this rotor and brake assembly just like the wheel is turned to left, give me access to see into the inspection spots and better access to the nuts when it comes time to remove it. So you'll need the keys to unlock your steering column. Okay, you want to be careful. All you need to do is unlock the steering wheel. We don't want to try and start the car or turn the car over, so you just want to click it one notch or whatever your particular vehicle requires until the steering wheel is unlocked. And then standing back, just slowly rotate it to my left all the way, and kind of keep an eye on the car, make sure it's staying stable and not doing anything out of the ordinary. And once it comes over to where it's all the way over to your left, you can just leave it there and leave the wheel unlocked. The key is release one notch. It shouldn't be in the on position, energizing in your electrical system. Now, as you can see, with this turned out to our left, it gives us the ability to visually inspect the brake pads through the caliper. And what I'm looking for is to look at the brake pad wear and see if both the brake pads are wearing evenly or if one pad is wearing more than the other. If the pads are wearing unevenly, it can indicate a problem with the caliper, either with the caliper piston or the caliper sliding on the mounts. So when the pressure is being applied, it's being applied equally to both pads. And if things aren't working correctly, one pad will have a tendency to wear faster than the other. So we just want to inspect and see that both pads are wearing the same. And also when you pull them out, you'll have a good opportunity to see that. But looking at them in position, it allows you to inspect and see that everything's sitting correctly and exactly how it is when it's on the vehicle. Once we've verified the pad wear and seen all the pads are in there correctly and setting, that concludes the inspection part of it. Please watch our next segment on removing the caliper.